Careful, no flipping it.
Why not? I got Andrew's insurance on it.
Uh-huh. Oh my God.
Deeper than I thought it was gonna be. These tires suck. They just wanted to dig a hole right there. You saw that? All right, so I've been literally inundated with requests. A request. One person asked, what is better? A Jeep? What is this thing? Compass? Trail-rated Trailhawk? Or a Renegade XMR 1000 Mr. Can-Am? And, you know, you probably think this is probably better off-road, but this has twice the power. It was more expensive. It has bigger tires. And that's about it. So. Definitely needs a lower gear though. It needs a lower gear and it needs better A-track. It needs like a Toyota type A-track. It's because the back brakes are so tiny, they can't distribute the power enough.
Nope, no balls.
So luckily the Can-Am belt is officially broken in. It's got about 50 miles on it. So now it's time to put it to good use to pull out a Jeep. This is how you diagnose front end problems. Yeah, just put it in drive and go. Go ahead. Ah, the front differential's gone. Probably a terrible idea. This is the Mud Puppy Mud Bog. It's pretty flooded. Stuck pretty good. Your idea was garbage, as expected. Oh. Check out the suspension. Oh, the lack of suspension. It bottoms out super easy. Very, very much not dampened properly. You can hear it hitting full extension too. It's because there's no bump stops or anything, right? It's just McPherson strut, so your strut does everything. The tires?
These two barely, mainly this one.
Yeah. All right, so here's the evidence. So both front wheels pulled a little bit. It does have the brake LSD in the front, but the back is so weak that that back tire was barely spinning. This one wasn't spinning at all. So it's effectively three-wheel drive. Both front wheels will pull and one of the back wheels will pull, but it doesn't have low enough gears. Even with these stock little street tires, it felt like it was really struggling. Jeep 20-to-1 crawl ratio, that's not a crawl ratio, that's just a drive ratio. A crawl ratio's got to be like, what, 40 or better?
Yeah.
It's so small. The underneath of a Jeep, not Cherokee, Jeep Compass Trailhawk, and it's actually kind of impressive. So these skid plates are steel and they're bolted, nice big bolts, and they're thicker than the skid plates on my F-150. So because it's a Trailhawk, it does get revised bumpers to give it the most approach angle it can get. And you can see from the side, they actually kind of work on the breakover angle too, the way that that's shaped. Pretty neat. So here's the back differential. It looks like it's got some electric shit going on with it. I assume that's not a locker. That electric shit you're seeing right there is probably just to engage and disengage it because it's primarily front wheel drive. The engine, of course, it is in there the wrong way, unlike the Ford Explorer I had where the engine was in there the right way. They say it can go through, I think, 20 inches of water because of the special air intake system. I don't really see it. This pipe is pretty low down. This thing's rated for 30 miles per gallon highway, by the way. This car's been getting 22 its whole life, so I call bullshit on that. That's funny. Definitely a dorky little car. And you can lock the center diff, essentially, which I think is in the rear diff, with these buttons here. I don't think it has locking differentials. It doesn't really have low range. It says it does, but it really just locks it in first gear. It's got a shitty 9-speed transmission. But I did hit a bump back there that was pretty large, and it got a little airborne. Sitting in the water. I do see some oil. Interesting. The reason we're doing this is because this is an XMR, and it's all supposed to be sealed. So you set it in here, rev it up, you know, pull a vacuum on the belt box a little bit, and we'll see if everything is sealed. Check all the fluids later, and if something isn't sealed, it's going to go back to the dealership because it's not my problem.